and I think it's kind of cheating. I think it's kind of cheap. I don't really think he's a prospect, although he's still considered one and eligible to be considered one. I'm talking about Andrew Benintendi. Uh, Again, if you know Ralph at all, you're gonna know he's gonna try to get as many Red Sox references onto any of these shows as possible. I will try to abuse him for those and get as many Yankee points in as I can. But Benintendi. Oh, real quick, Cody Ballinger will be 22 in July. Let me give you the numbers on him: 6'4", 210, and Lewis Brinson will be 23 in May. Another big guy, 6'3", 195. So anyway, I just want to make sure everybody knew that. Benintendi, he'll be 23 in July, a little bit smaller, 5'10", 170. Guys have proven that size does not necessarily define power, or at least power numbers in baseball. So I'm not thinking anything with the stature as being a limitation on him reaching those, power projections. But my take on Benintendi is he's really good, but he's a little less than what the projections for Brinson that we were talking about are. That Brinson ceiling, Benintendi's just shy of that. However, 10 times over, much more safer, and might not reach those power peak numbers, but certainly, 2020 is within reach. So,
absolutely,
Red Sox.
Yeah, and if anybody knows me, anyone follows my writing, I have been Andrew Benintendi's number one fan probably since right after he was drafted. I watched him over here in Lowell when he first made his first stop in his professional career. This is a guy that won the 2015 Golden Spikes, which is essentially college baseball's answer to the Heisman. Sort of came out of nowhere. I mean, he was well known in Ohio, playing high school ball there, but he was smaller. Really had a huge breakout, his last year at Arkansas, which is where he went to college. Ended up going to the Red Sox 7th overall. And I've been on record saying that I thought this guy a year ago was the best player in the 2015 draft. That is a great draft class. Maybe it will be Bregman. Maybe it will be him. I've always said that I thought he was going to be better than Dansby Swanson. And I think that will hold true. Now, I've heard everything across the board. I've made comps to Nick Markakis, and not recent Nick Markakis. I want you to go back. I want you to go into Fangraphs, and I want you to look at Nick Markakis' numbers. Yeah, exactly. His first 5 years in the league. This is a guy that hit for.
Yeah, not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but if anybody's laughing at the Nick Markakis reference, Nick Markakis is actually still a good baseball player, and he's half of what he was. So anyway, proceed.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, 300 on 300, batting average. He can do that. This is something that Benintendi can do this year. 400 on base percentage. This guy has had elite walk rates his entire baseball career. He's got a great eye. 20 homers. I think he can have 20 homers. I think he can have more. The funny thing is with Benintendi is I feel that Benintendi's power is knocked so much because of what he looks like. And I subscribe to the Billy Bean mentality that you don't need to look like a ball player. There's so many prospects that are hyped up because, they fill out a uniform well. They look like a linebacker. I will rank Benintendi higher than Moncada, and that was the case even prior to him being traded off of my Red Sox. I always have been the Benintendi guy. You can go back and check the tape. I put out my Red Sox top 15 or whatever system ranking back in November, and I had Benintendi and had a Moncada. So this is what I've always felt. I think this guy is elite. I think he's elite in several different categories. He's, if you're in on-base percentage leagues, this guy is a 6-category contributor. He's not going to hurt you in any one area. He's actually going to help you in every single one. I think that his swing, if you watch, his swing is a thing of beauty. I mean, other than guys like Ted Williams and Ken Griffey Jr., there are very few swings that you can match up with Benintendi. I know I'm going way off the deep end with the hyperbole, but like I said, I love Benintendi. He's like my favorite baseball player of all time. I basically stalk the guy, but go watch some video. Just go watch some video and watch how clean, balanced through the zone, everything this guy does. His swing is picture perfect, picturesque, great lefty swing. The Red Sox, obviously, with Williams, Ortiz, and some others have, a long history of great left-handed hitters, and I think Benintendi's the next one.
Ralph, he doesn't even have a full season under his belt as a pro. How can he be your favorite player of all time? It's fine. I get it.
Well, not all time. That's Tony Gwynn.
You
Wade
just
Boggs,
literally said he's my favorite baseball player of all time. I get it. I
prospect.
get it. He
It's a
will.
game right now.
Okay. Is he the Jose Altuve of outfielders?
Yeah, I guess if you're saying, a guy that outproduces his size, absolutely.
No, no, no,
Absolutely.
not
I
not.
think the power is easy, man. I think the power is much easier than it's going to be from Altuve, and I think that his power floor is higher than what Altuve's was.
I, well, I didn't mean it in that regard. I
Okay.
wasn't doing a size comparison. I was doing, every category contributor
Sure.
comparison, and above average numbers in every category. I was trying to give you, a bone with that one. No,
I agree. I'll agree with it. I think
it's
he's
not
going
a
to be
bad
the Red
comp.
Sox.
I'd like to be the Jose
Uh,
Altuve of anything.
yeah, I don't think it's a bad comp at all. I mean, I'm throwing, but come on, man, I'm throwing around Ken Griffey Jr. and Ted Williams with this guy, and you're throwing Altuve. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But no,
Well,
I love Benintendi. I think this guy is a two-hole hitter for the next 10 years of the Red Sox, as long as he sticks. And I will mention, I know it was a really, really, really small sample size because they got swept out of the playoffs, but he seemed to be the only guy that showed up in the playoffs this year. And, I take something away from that because no moment is too big for this kid. He's exceeded expectations at every level he's been in. I think this is the rookie to have on your roster in 2017.
all right. Before we get into calling him the Derek Jeter of Boston, let's
That's Xander Bogaerts.
let's wrap this up.